Let's do this, yeah, bye, big button, big button, doo-doo-doo-doo, big button, oh yeah. Xavier, hi. Can you hear me? Hey, Ilya. Let's see, let's have some sound here. Let's see if everyone can hear me. Boo. Vim, yes, loud and clear, okay. Just having some, never mind. Hey everyone, welcome. Hi, hello, I will write also, hello. Oh, it's here. Hey, how are you? Another live session. Today I have a glass of wine with me. Here, cheers everyone. Thank you for joining. I already drank a bit. Am I double? Do you hear me double? L'chaim, do you hear me double? Or it's okay? Wine o'clock. Okay, so let's start actually. We have the big button sequencer. Xavier is with us. Xavier was the one who designed this, for example, this nice fire plate. And also we have Boaz, hello. We have also Mark, the developer of the Impromptu modules and also the coder of the Geodesics collection. Hi Mark, nice to have you here. Everyone say hello to Mark and to Xavier. I'm a whiner. And to everyone else, hi. So let's start with the big button sequencer. We have two. This is the first one, the original one. Yeah, amazing modules. Okay, so what we have here? We have 6, this is a gate sequencer or trigger sequencer. We have 6 channels. For each channel we have up to 64 steps that we can change here with this knob here. Hi Anthony. Eugene, hi Eugene, how are you? And here we can change the between the different channels. We can see there's also a light that says on which channel we are. Again, CV inputs for everything. Clock input. We have also a random function that will change the state of each step. So let's say we have on step 1 we have a trigger, on step 2 we don't have a trigger. So according to the random probability, there is a chance that step 1 will not output a trigger and step 2 will output a trigger. So we'll just switch. Let the party begin. Okay, so here we have again the random. Now we have also a bank button, and if I click it once, you can see the big knob, or the big button actually, is highlighted in red. So we have actually for each channel we have 2 banks. So we have we can program 2 sequences, which is also amazing. We can delete the steps, we can clear everything. We can also enter fields that will just play the triggers according to the incoming clock. And we can also write the fields to memory, to the sequence. We have a snap function. We have a snap function when it's turned on and we click the big button. I will show you this soon. The trigger will be quantized to the next step. If it's off, the trigger will be set on the current step. We have also reset input, of course, and button. And here we have the big button. This is what it's all about. And with this big button or with its trigger input, we can enter triggers to the sequence. So let's start. I have already here. I liked it from last time. Yes, it is a free module. It's a free available module from the Impromptu collection. I'm sure I have also a link in the description. I have two notes here. I want BPMs, 2 beats per minute. And I will have a sip of wine so we can start. Let's see, 190. Whoa, this is hot. 400. 425, okay? No, I'm going with 425. Okay, let's do this. Which hand? Which hand? The one with the ring or with the one without the ring? Let's see, like this. The hand at my left. So with the ring, this one. Without. With or without. Next one wins. With or without. With or without you ring. Okay? With or without you. Let's see. Oh, it's hard to open. After a glass of wine, it's hard to open this note. Oh! Can you see this? 425. Eddie! How are you, man? Nice to have you here. Let's see. It goes up until 300. So what can we do? We can 425. That's 212, let's say. And I will duplicate it by 2. Is it okay? It's at 425 approximately. Is it acceptable? It's acceptable. 212 multiplied by 2. Okay, so this will go to the clock input of the big button. And now I said it's a trigger sequencer, but we don't have just to trigger voices with it. We can also trigger sequences and run sequences according to the big button. So let's do this. Let's start with the sequencer. First of all, I want to show you in the right click menu. We have again the two panels. We have the classic, which is all of a sudden white. All of a sudden it's white. Leonardo! Yes, go get a glass of wine. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Leonardo with us, the developer of the Volt modules for VCV rack, for voltage modular, and now the hardware also. Hello, Leonardo. ¿Cómo estás? Okay, so let's turn it back to the dark valor. What else I wanted to show you is here we have also the Metronome Light. We can choose to activate it every clock, divided by 2, 4, 8, or full length. And the metronome is here. You can see here there's a light. So we can see where is our first trigger, our first beat, where is our 1. So let's leave it at divided by 4. Now what else I like to do with this module, I don't like to click with the mouse on the big button to enter triggers. So what I will do, I will add the MIDI module, the MIDI CC in this case. And instead of Windows MIDI, I will choose the computer keyboard, and I will choose my computer keyboard. So now I can trigger the big button with my keyboard. So I will just assign, I will click here on the first slot, I will assign, let's say, Z. No, it's not this one. It's the Midi Trigger module. So again, it's not the MIDI CC because the computer keyboard is not sending a CC. So again, the first slot I will assign to Z, which is in my case C4. And now this will go to the tap input. And you can see when I click, when I press Z or Z, depends where you're coming from. Yes, with wine. So you can trigger the big button. Now let's initialize it and start all over again. Let's see, let's have a sequencer. Let's go easy with the Sec3 from the fundamental modules. I will send the first channel to the external clock. And let's have a 7-step sequence, let's say. So I will set a 7-step sequence. No, let's do something like this. Let's do something interesting. On the big button, I will have 9 steps, but on the Sec3, I will have 7 steps. 7 steps, very nice. So later we can have some polyrhythmic fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's add a voice. Let's see. Let's use Basil because Leonardo is with us. And also because it sounds good. So let's use Basil. Let's use also a Quantizer. I will use, you know what, this time I will use the Quantizer from JW. The Quantizer, let's see, let's have a nice scale. Let's say E Dorian, I don't know. Let's say E Blues. Oh, let's say E Blues. Hi everyone. Okay, so now we have the sequencer, and it will not run until I will not tap the big button. In my case, it's now Z, the letter Z on my keyboard. So let's first send the first row to the Quantizer, from there to the oscillator. Let's add also slap. So we have a nice envelope and a VCA. Let's take the sustain down. Okay, now the sequencer is running at 400 something BPM, and now I can start entering triggers. So I will just click Z, and I will send the gate also from the sequencer to slap. And let's start entering some notes. We have 7 steps. Basil and slap, yeah. Now again, feels. Okay, now this was the first bank. I will also assign X to the second slot here, and this will control the bank. So now I can change to the next bank. You can see it's highlighted in red. And now we can enter another sequence. Let's enter a different sequence. And now, when I change the bank, you are lost. Why are you lost? Let me help you. Ask me a question and I will do my best to answer. Really, it's an amazing sequencer. It's really intuitive and fun for live situations. Okay, so this was the banks. Now we can add also randomness that again will switch the between active and not active. And now let's set the second and the third row to modulate Basil. So let's take the knobs all the way down and let's start entering some, let's say, second step and fifth. This will be the first one. Okay, no worries, no worries. Now the second modulation will be the third and the seventh, let's say. So we have some movement. Let's take it up an octave. And let's add some reverb. Oh, today I discovered something. I don't know, maybe you know this already, but I've discovered it only today. If you right-click plateau, there are new options. There is input sensitivity that you can take it 18 dB down. 18 dB down, so you don't have to use, I don't have to use, usually I put a stereo module after it to attenuate the signal even more. Yeah, I just noticed this today. And also you can saturate the output. How amazing is this? So we will saturate the output also. Amazing, beautiful. So this will go to plateau. Oh yes. A bit more pre-delay, a bit more modulation. Yeah, saturation. I have here another key for fills, X. But it's not a MIDI CC, it's the Midi Trigger module. So I have X assigned to the banks. Ah, for fills you mean? Oh, sorry. So what we can do, actually, let's use the Bernoulli gate or branches, and let's send the normal clock to the branches, and let's send this to the fills. Okay, and as you can see, this is way too short. So what we can do, we can raise the pulse width. Something like this. This is a really nice rhythm. Oh, this was yummy. Okay, so this was only the first channel. What I will do, you know what I will do? I will get rid of the bank trigger I got from my keyboard, and I will send it to the, I will use the second Bernoulli gate output. So we have even more variation. Very nice. So we have 9 steps on the big button and we have 7 steps on the sequencer. Now let's use a voice. Let's use a steady voice. I want a steady bass that will play always the same note. Exactly, there are 2 banks for each channel, so you have 2 sequences, 2 different sequences for each channel, and they have the same length, all of the channels. But still you have 2 banks for each channel, so you have actually 12 sequences, not just 6. So let's do something like this. I love using the palm loop oscillator for bass because of the lower octave. But let's do something like this. Let's add another mixer, and this mixer will go first. We will chain it with the second mixer. No, first of all we will send the first mixer through the reverb. I want to send all of those voices on the left to the reverb and all of the right voices not to the reverb. We will have some drums also later. So let's send this to the reverb, and then the reverb will go to the, let's send it directly to the mixer, and the mixer will go, let's have another VU meter here. The mixer will go to the VU meter and from there to the audio core module. And now the voice. Okay. Because I will want to send one voice, one wave from the palm loop to the mixer, but one of them also the sub oscillator I want to send after the reverb. So I have 2 different mixers. One is going to the reverb, the other one is not. Now let's see. I will want, let's take a VCA. I will use the one from AS, and I will use also an ADSR module or an envelope generator. Let's take the one from Bog Audio. Let's change now with this knob to the second channel. You can see it's highlighted. Here we have also the number of the channel. We will send this to the gate input of the ADSR. From there, the ADSR will modulate the VCA, and we will take, before the VCA, let's add tangents, because this is my favorite filter at least. Let's send a sawtooth wave to tangents, the low-pass input of tangents, to the first input of the VCA, and then we will go one octave lower to the lower row here, take a sine wave to the second input of the VCA. Let's add some more reverb just. Yeah. Okay. Ah, now I understand what this minus 18 is doing. Okay, so it's just attenuating the input. That's why we don't have so much reverb, but it's okay. I think it sounds nice. Okay, so now the whoop. Now because the fill here is being modulated, so although the second channel is also running from time to time. So let's see how this sounds like. First of all, we will take the sawtooth wave. Let's take it down an octave. A bit more resonance. And let's send also the sine wave. Attack. Oh yeah, now it's good. Oh yeah. No sustain. Yes. Crackling noise? I don't hear anything. Oh yes, this is better. Ah, yeah. Is it loud enough? Wow, that's nice. Let's add some delay. What do you think about some delay for basil? I think I will go with a dual delay again from MSM. Oh, you know what? No, let's take the delay from AS. The mono delay. Delay plus. Just a bit, just a bit. Let's take the calculatore. Let's take the compact one. Let's send the clock to the calculator. With the calculator, we can calculate the amount of milliseconds we need for different intervals. Yeah, not so much delay, but just a bit to highlight those high notes. Those brrp. Okay, so let's see. We'll take the time all the way down because we are adding voltage. Let's see a triplet 16th note. Let's see. No. Let's take a triplet 8th. No. No. this is a bit too much, but let's lower the feedback and the mix. So this is the dotted quarter note. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Now I don't want the calculator anymore. So let's set the time to 425. Like this. Okay. You know what else we can do? Let's add some sample and holds. Let's add brains from the Geodesics collection. Again, Mark, the developer of the Impromptu modules, also coded the Geodesics collection modules. 420 BPM milliseconds. Let's see what happens. If I can. So there is even more. There's a feel of it's a bit late. Very nice, Leonardo. Very cool. Okay, sample and hold. Let's take the first channel from the big button to trigger the sample and hold, and let's take one output to the cutoff point of the filter. A bit more resonance. Okay, I didn't get this one, sorry, but it sounds nice. Okay, let's start with some drums. What do you say? Let's use the third channel. And what I will do now, I will take out the fill modulation. Shall I? I don't know, because now it will feel all of the channels, the music a bit louder, yeah. Let's do it from here. Okay, let's see something like this maybe. Is this better? So I want to take the fill out. I will take it out. I have it on the... Okay. Okay, it's because of the random, it's not because of the fill. Just a second. I have here random activated. If I take it down, it's still... Okay, let's leave it like this. So I will use the third channel. And let's add some drums. Let's see. Let's add something percussive with using 2 FM operators. And I will send one to the FM input of the other one. And I will activate the depth also. And the gate, the level envelope. Let's send this already to the mixer with the reverb. And let's send the gate from the third channel. Let's mute this for a second. Let's open the FM depth. And let's change the frequency of the modulating oscillator. This is nice. I never made a video specifically about the FM operator, but I use it a lot in all of my videos, I think. I love this oscillator. I really love it, I really enjoy it. I love it. Sounds, even just as a sine wave with a bit feedback, it sounds amazing. Let's raise the feedback actually. And you can see we have now two operators. One is the modulator, one is the carrier. We can add feedback to each of them. We have envelopes with VCAs. We can tune them differently. They're amazing. You can build your own FM synth out of this. Really, it's a really nice oscillator. Let's see. Oh, it's painful. Ooh. Yeah, FM is nice. It can be harsh sometimes, but it's nice. Also, the FM here on the FM operator is through zero linear FM, which will keep the pitch the most out of all three. I think there are three, so exponential, linear, and through zero linear. Amazing. Okay, let's add, like Leonardo suggested, let's add like something like a pad, something that will maybe self-generate. We have here more triggers that we can use. Let's see. Let's add rampage. I will save this patch also. I'm not so sure. We are not done. We have just started, but I just want to say probably tomorrow, early tomorrow, this video will be available on my channel with links in the description to the patches we will build today. So let's trigger the first rampage with channel number 4 and the second rampage, or the second part of rampage, with channel number 5. Let's change both of them to long envelope or long duration. Let's add the cosmic oscillator from animated circuits. Activate the second oscillator. Let's take the phase distortion all the way down. And let's add the VCA, again the one from AS, because we have two in one module. Oh, hedgehog. Nice. Maybe it's Sonic. Watch out, they bite. No, they don't. Okay, oscillator 1, oscillator 2 to the VCA. And let's take the envelope from rampage to modulate the VCA. Let's do something like this. Very nice. And then to the mixer with the reverb. Bend hard left, hard right. Let's take also the octaves a bit up. Oh yeah. let's mute this for a second. No, this I want, this I don't want. Okay. Let's change now the envelope. Maybe one more octave up. Okay, maybe the range is too long. Yeah, it's triggered too often. Yeah, I can see this. What we can do, we can use a sequential switch. Sequential switch, for example, we can use a lot of other stuff. Also, sequential switch. Let's take the one from ML because there are 8. Where is it now? Because there are 8 in one, but I need the other one. Sequential. Okay, I need 1 input and 8 outputs. So I will take the trigger, I will input it to the sequential switch. I'm just going to divide this somehow. I don't want Rampage to be triggered so often. So I will take 1 output, never mind, here it will be number 3, here it will be number 8, and I will clock the sequential switches with the same channels I'm using. Very cool, and we can use a different, maybe the Bernoulli gate to trigger the down, so maybe it will help to that it happens even less often. Yes. Let's see. So let's just put them both in the center. Oh yeah. We can also take this also 1 octave down, but raise it 7 semitones up. So we have a perfect fifth above. Let's see. And now let's start modulating with the sample and hold, the phase distortion of both oscillators. Change the waveforms. Penguin Cafe Orchestra. Okay, we have another channel here. This is nice. We have another channel here. Violin-like sound. Let's see what we can do with the 6th channel to add something like violin. So I think something like a violin, or let's say something stringy. Let's use another FM operator. I will initialize it. No sustain. Long attack, long release. And let's see. What can we do with the sixth channel? I want something. Let me think. We can do the same trick with the sequential switch, but it's still too quick. Let's see, for now let's just make the sound. I will use the manual gates, also Bog Audio, just to see how it sounds like. Let's see. Okay, what we can do something like this. We can have the same trick with the sequential switch. So we use the sixth gate, we'll go to the input, and let's take the fourth output to trigger. Actually, we have to go first. So if you look on the scope, you can see that this trigger is way too short to trigger such a long attack. Let's take it from here. Let's take it directly. You can see it's just a trigger. So what we can use D gate, also Bog Audio, to make this trigger into a gate. So let's see, let's send the trigger to the input. Let's take the gate out, and now you see we have a gate for each trigger, which is what we want. So let's take, okay, the first output, but this time the clock will be the first gate output of the Sec 3, so this output here. And we can have also 7 steps of the sequential switch. Let's send this to the gate input of the oscillator, of course. Yes. And what now we will do, let's use a sample and hold. We have here a sample and hold. The trigger for the sample and hold will be the same trigger which is running the sequential switch, the first gate output. Why I have the opacity so low? Sorry guys. Okay, now the opacity, we can see the cables. So now the gate output from the first gate output from the sequential 3 or the sec 3 will trigger the sample and hold. Let's change also, if you can see here, I will zoom in, we can change the range of this sample and hold to, let's say, -1 to 1. This is the left side here. And now we will take another quantizer. Let's take the one output here to the quantizer, from the quantizer volt per octave input of the FM operator. So the notes are also changing, which is also cool. Crazy. This is nice. Now we can also say that this envelope that controls the level will also control the feedback just by clicking this button here. So the volume goes up and also the feedback amount goes up. Now we need a nice, soft, really soft bass drum, I think. Let's see if you agree with me. Reverb it. Let's reverb it. Let's add even more plateau. Rings. Let's try to add rings. Let's send first of all the FM operator. The FM operator to the mixer. Let's take this down a bit. Left, right. Saturate the output. More modulation, more decay time, a bit less dry, a bit more pre-delay, even more decay. Cowbell Adi, how are you? I think more modulation depth will create a sort of vibrato. But I need some more release. Let's take the decay as a time, just a bit. Maybe even more. Oh yes, this is nice. This was too much. What is going on? Okay, now we're back in business. Oh, this is still too much. All of a sudden it became crazy. What do you think about a really soft bass drum or kick drum? What do you think about that? Try it. CS80 maybe. Something soft. So let's take the functional VCO from Squinky Labs. Let's take an ADSR module from the fundamental modules, why not? What does it mean more solid and more deep? Maybe like this? Let's see, let's take another VCA. Okay, so the gate will come from our clock. The clock will be our trigger for the kick. Let's already divide this by 4, for example. Sharper attack, more low end. More low end, I just raised the sub oscillator. Let me know if it's okay. And more sharp. This maybe. Okay, attack all the way down, no sustain for now. The envelope will go once we need 2 VCAs actually, just a second. We'll go once to the FM input of the oscillator, so we don't need another VCA. This FM input is exponential, which is exactly like the volt per octave input, just we have a dedicated attenuator, so we can attenuate the envelope. Let's send a triangle signal. No, let's take a sine wave, something soft, to the VCA. The envelope generator will modulate the VCA, and this will go to the mixer after the reverb. Take the pitch down. Ciao Vim, thank you for being here with us. So just a bit modulation of the pitch with the envelope, something like this. Soft. This is a nice patch. Pennywise, do you mean the patch? It will be available, I think, early tomorrow after the live stream. It takes YouTube a few hours to process the video. So I guess early tomorrow I will publish the video on my channel, and there will be links in the description to those patches, if this is what you meant, so yes. But we are not done. There is another patch to be built with the second big button sequencer, which has also CV outputs, which is also very cool. But let's listen to this a bit more, it's nice. Amazing. Yeah, well, this is something I also didn't understand now. Mark, maybe you can help me about the 6 channels. So I've recorded just the first channel, but somehow all the other 6 are also outputting triggers. Now, I thought it's because of the fill, but when I turned it off, it also worked. Maybe it was the bank. I will have to check it after the stream to see maybe if there's a bug or something I missed. But it was working, and it was working pretty well. Happy accident, let's say. Let's accept it with both arms open. Yeah, there is something elephanty in this patch. Let's start another patch with the second big button. We have the other BPM here. Let's see, what was it? 190. Something from Blade Runner can be. Okay, this patch is saved. And let's start a new one. Very cool. let me just make something like this. Bum, bum. Elephant on acid. Okay, and let's save this. Where is it? Here. Okay. 2. Okay. So now we have another big button sequencer, the big Sec 2. Here we have also 2 panel themes. And here also we have the Metronome Light in the right click menu. Now here we have a few more options in this sequencer. First of all, we have also CV outputs. So we can input CV into the sequencer and it will output whenever there's a gate the CV that is being inputted, that is going in the sequencer. There is also a sample and hold function that is really, really useful. I will show you this in a second. Again, we have fill, we have clear, we have clock, reset, random, channel, 6 channels again. This time we can go up to 128 steps. We have also switch here that we can switch to see the step we are on, which is also helpful. And this sequencer we can use also to record CV, to record pitch information. So this is also really cool. Ooh, elephant on shrooms. Maybe something from, how is it called, from Walt Disney with the Mickey Mouse, Fantasia. This was a cool movie. This is a cool movie. Okay, so we have a BPM of 190, which is suck. This here, let's send already. No, let's do something like this. Let's record a sequence. So I think the module you want to record the most is the Turing machine, because sometimes you get, when you lock the sequence, you get those nice sequences going and you want to record them and to move and to create more sequences, which is cool. So let's do this with the Turing machine. You can also record the Turing machine with the phrase sequencer, for example. I have also a few videos about this. But let's do this now with the big button 2. Turing machine. Okay, let's do this with the Turing machine. Okay, so we have the Turing machine. Stellare, modular. The quantizer, when I hit the button a bit too late, fine. When I hit it just a bit too early, it will quantize the previous step. Well, now you have a snap. I don't know if it was back then, but you have a snap button here that you can activate and deactivate. And when it's deactivated, you click the button and it will record the trigger on the step you are on. So it will not quantize to the last step, or to the next step actually, which is as you wish. Okay, so we have the Turing machine. Let's send the clock multiplied by 2 again. We will send this to the Turing machine. The same clock we will send also to the big button 2. And let's set a few, let's see. Let's set a 10-step sequence. And also on the Turing machine we will lock a 10-step sequence, or 2 times 5. Okay, and let's use a quantizer. This time we'll use quantum. Let's see, let's have D, F, A, and B flat. Turing machine to quantum, quantum to the CV input of the big button. And now let's have us a voice. Let's see, let's use. Shall I use the new oscillator, this one, which is a crazy oscillator, really unpredictable. Sounds nice, but let's see. Let's first of all change it to one shot, so it will work with a trigger, because we have also gate outputs here. The gate output will go to the trigger input of the oscillator. The CV will go to the volt per octave. Let's already lock a sequence to the left. So we have 10 steps, 2 times 5. I will add again the Midi Trigger module because I don't want to click the button all the time. I will change this to the computer keyboard. I will assign this key. This will go to the big button CV input. And now I can start recording the CV coming out of the Turing machine. And let's record just a bit of it, a few steps. Okay. So now we have those running. Let's send the oscillator to the mixer. Let's see. Let's record a new one. I want to take the the scale a bit down of the Turing machine again. Take the length down of the envelope. Okay, so now we have one sequence. Let's look another sequence and change the bank. Again, we have two sequences in each channel. And now what we can do, we can record all of the sequence. So if I turn on memory here, memory will record the fills into the sequence. So now when I click fill, it will just play according to the clock and will record the whole sequence of the Turing machine like this. Which is cool. Let's change the oscillator to super low frequency. Which is crazy. This is a crazy oscillator. Ciao! Son of Dubia. Let's use volts to modulate this, the volt per octave of the super low frequency oscillator. This is crazy. Yeah, it's a nice oscillator, really unpredictable. Let's add something. Now we can hear it also. Let's add some reverb. It's too dry for me. Let's add a reverb this time from Blamsoft. Just because it's more subtle, more soft. We have another output here, the triangle wave, but this is not related to the envelope. So soon we will see, maybe we'll do something with it. Let's see. Okay, this is also not normal, so we need both inputs. Let's take the pre-delay a bit down, more mix. Let's divide the clock by 4 and send this to the bank. Let's divide it by 8 even. Crazy. Mark, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the amazing modules. Thank you for everything you are doing. Have a nice weekend. And have a good one. Oh, by the way, okay, soon, 5 minutes from now. Remind me to tell you something in 5 minutes. Let's add another channel. Let's go to channel number 2 and add another voice. Let's use another oscillator. You want to go with rings? Let's go with rings. Where is it? The resonator. Yeah, what I wanted to say is that I've been asked to say hey guys also on my live streams because people want to hear it. It's a bit too late for it, but hey guys. So now it's checked. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Let's send CV output to the volt per octave input of rings, gate to the strum. Let's already set it to quadrophonic, which is the red mode. And this we will go to the mixer already. Okay, and let's record another sequence. So again, I have here, we can just record the Turing machine. So let's activate again the memory and activate the fill. Nice. A bit to the left, a bit to the right. This needs a lot of reverb, so this is plateau. Again, saturation, a bit more pre-delay, less wet, less decay, more modulation, less low frequencies. Now we have to tune it. This is the hardest part. A contest? What, with hey guys or what? Listen, here. Okay, everything is muted. I'm going to say hey guys now. You can sample it from YouTube. Can you sample it from YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, you know what I will write it down. Link, hey guys. I will record a hey guys and I will put it in the links of this the description of this video. A whole stream about hey guys. Okay, let's tune the resonator. Let's change the structure a bit. Shall I stay with the model resonator or the sympathetic strings? Yes, strings, but we need to tune. This is the hardest part. Is this in tune? I don't know, the wine made me a bit fuzzy. Yes, okay. Okay, so contest. You know what I need? I need also more reverb on the soft SN machine. I will take this reverb out and I will do again, I will send all of the mixer to the reverb. So let's send this here and let's change the mixer so we can have rings. And now let's send everything to plateau. Now I need a stereo channel just so I'm in charge, I'm in control here. Okay, now. Yeah, it's really harsh, it's really unpredictable. But you know, we can add a filter and filter it a bit. So let's use Lateralus. Also, Vult, Leonardo, thank you also for this. And let's send it just, let's say, two-pole low pass. A bit more resonance. And we can modulate. Let's use also volts from the Turing machine to modulate the cutoff point. Yeah, it's not so soft, no. But it adds atmosphere, I don't know, it's nice. Let's lock another sequence. And let's see. Let's go with the wave oscillator from Blamsoft. If we didn't use the reverb, at least let's use the oscillator, which is really nice. The sound of what? Of the oscillator? Shall I change this oscillator? No, but this is nice. It's, I don't know, it's like crickets or something. It's nice. It's a nice atmosphere, I think. Hertz. Drenched in reverb. So let's do, you know what we can do? Let's do something like this. Let's take this here. Let's take the damping a bit down. And let's use clouds. I will take the filter away and we will use clouds, and we will send this oscillator to clouds, and we'll create a nice texture, blend all the way up, spread all the way up, some feedback, lots of reverb. Let's start generating some grains. Let's listen just to this. Texture all the way up so it's nice and smeared. Okay, now let's move on to the next oscillator. So let's see, let's add a VCA. Let's use this time the AD envelope generator from Bog Audio. Let's send the oscillator already to the VCA, and the envelope will modulate the VCA. From there it will go to the mixer. Okay, let's see. Let's go to channel number 3 and record another sequence from the Turing machine. Something like this. CV to the oscillator, trigger or gate to the trigger of the AD envelope, attack all the way down. Let's add the density of this oscillator, spread. I want to show you this sample and hold, maybe in the next channel we'll see. It's a really nice feature. Oh yes. So we have a lot of waves here, wavetables that we can choose from. I think I will stay with this one because it's so nice. I don't know. We can just modulate it a bit, maybe. Yeah. Oh. Can also add some noise. We can also add some saturation also to this wave. Let's do something like this. Let's use twin quartet or the 8FO. Jakub! How are you? Jakub, guys, Jakub is the man behind the Midi controller. A really nice controller. Chebyshev? We will use also Chebyshev, but I want to modulate a few parameters here. I think I will use the twin quartet from Hora. Thank you for joining us, Jakub. So we have a few phases on the left, and we have another oscillator. It's also an oscillator, an LFO, a slave one that will be a division, or it will be a multiplication of the master. So let's use one output. Now this is a bipolar LFO, so let's use one output to modulate the position. Something like this. Very nice. Commenting on my partner's account, but just wanted to say that I appreciate what you do from one of the girls. Hey, cool. Very nice. Yeah, I think it's important. Hey guys, hey girls. For me it's obvious. Okay, so let's continue with the saturation. Let's modulate the saturation also. Let's add a scope so we can see what's going on here. You can see this is the first wave. The second one will be, in this case, 90 degrees off, because it's 90 multiplied by 1, so 90. Or we can have 90 multiplied by 2, 180, and so on. So we can use a few waveforms, and let's modulate the saturation. And everything we can see here on this scope, which is also really cool. Let's add also even harmonics. Let's add. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's use the multiplied by 2. Yeah. And let's also add some ring modulation. Look at this waveform. Amazing, beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Another LFO. Now you know what I want to do? But it will not work actually. No, it can work. Yeah, the twin quartet is also really interesting. The only thing I miss in the twin quartet is the possibility to make it unipolar and not bipolar. The 8FO has this option. You want techno? Come on, let's do this. Knock. This is for Leonardo. Mono channel. Everything will go to the mono channel and from there to the mixer. Leonardo, 2 more minutes of your time. This is too much. Let's do this. Yes. Let's add actually knock. Not knock. Let's add a tremor I wanted. Because I want also to have the possibility to have a hi-hat. You are with me, Leonardo? You are with me? Just a second. I need sample and hold. I will have kinks here. Let's trigger. Oh, we need a new clock. Let's add a clock multiplier. This one is from Clear Factory. It's also a free available module. This will go to the gate. I will use the normal clock. And I will multiply it by 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if this is what I wanted. No, not by 3. Where am I? By 2. And let's modulate with the sample and hold. I will use the multiplied by 2 clock, which is actually the same that we are using here, so we don't actually need the multiplied here. We don't need this multiplier. And the output of the sample and hold we go to modulate the decay time of the hi-hat. Maybe a bit less punchy. Is this okay, Leonardo? Can you go to sleep now with a smile? Martin Luders is with us. Guys, say hi to Martin Luders, the developer of the ML modules. Martin! You missed it. We used like 3 sequential switches in the last patch to do some crazy stuff. Not so crazy, but it was fun. This is nice. I wish I had another glass of wine here, but this will do. I love this how at the beginning. Ciao Leonardo, ciao, thank you for being with us. Cyborg, you're also going. Have a good one, have a good night. We are still here, I'm not going anywhere in the next few minutes at least. Ah, you wish you had wine. Sorry. Anyway, what I want to say, I love it how at the start, you know, you start with a crazy oscillator, you don't know where it will go, you go in many ways, and then you arrive to something like this. This is amazing. About the hi-hat, yeah, I love to do this with the hi-hat. Just use sample and hold on the decay of the hi-hat, especially here in tremor, because it has also other parameters like rescomp, which will do this. Yes, we can also modulate this with the sample and hold, and just open the attenuator to the other way, to the left. Now what we can also do, let me think, let's add some more atmosphere. I need another mixer. Let's see, let's first add what I think I want to add. I want to add another plateau. And I'm going to send the main output from tremor to this plateau, and I'm going to take all the dry out. Let's add another stereo module from CF, just because it's the easiest. I will just chain everything. Let's do actually this. Let's do actually this. I will just chain the modules. So now I have here another stereo channel, and what I want to achieve, I just want to listen shortly to the reverb kick and hi-hat. Oh yeah. Yes. This is exactly what I want. And now I will show you also why. Let's also, you know what we will do? Let's see what Rampage can do with this. I'm doing this also often lately in tuned mode. No, I want rumble. That's what I want. Let's get ready to rumble. Never mind. I use Rampage to add distortion. And how I do this, I will take the outputs of the reverb to the inputs of Rampage. Yeah, I will duck it. Don't tell everyone the surprise. So to the input of Rampage, and from the rising or the falling outputs, we will get square waves because they are outputting triggers, which will add lots of distortion. Let's see how it sounds like. Maybe I will use it, maybe not. Let's see. Take the rising outputs. What did I miss here? This is going here, and this is why I don't get... because it's muted, of course. Oh, that's too much. No, that's not what I wanted. That's too much distortion. Okay, never mind. Let's leave the distortion for now. Let's add the VCA from AS. Send the reverb to the VCA. Now let's take the DADSR module from Bog Audio, which has an inverted output, which is amazing for us. This will go to the VCA. The trigger will come from the same trigger tremor is receiving. No attack, no sustain. Let's see. Let's see with everything together. But I do need some distortion on it. My face on the DADSR, oh man! Like this, sorry. I need something on it. I know. Let's see. Let's use the Debriatus Volt before the VCA. Let's add some. Let's crush it a bit. Add some folding. Oh yeah. Something like this, maybe, I don't know, it doesn't add so much. It's subtle, I think, but when I take it out, you see something is missing. When I put it back in, what I wanted to do, but is to transpose everything. So we have 1, 2, 3 voices. Well, Debriatus is a wave destruction module. So you have saturation, you can saturate the sound, you can distort it, you can crush it, which will is a sort of a sample rate reduction or bit depth reduction, and you can also fold the waveform. Here I'm just adding it. You can see. Let me mute everything. I'm adding it. I'm using it to add some grit to the sound. If I take the folding out, for example, you can hear I'm adding some more harmonics, of course. And you can use this to create, I don't know, to process your sounds, to process the waveforms. You can process LFOs through it also and create crazy modulation. Let me show you this on the scope, for example. I have an LFO. Here is a scope. Let's take a sine wave, normal sine wave. But if I run it through the Debriatus first, again, the simple sine wave will already, even without doing anything, you can already see that it's a bit different. I can saturate it, you can see its shape, I can distort it, I can crush it, so you can see how steppy it becomes, which I think is a sample rate reduction, and I can fold it also. So I can create different waveforms for my LFOs, for example, or different sounds. Process my sounds. Okay, let me just zoom out a bit. Okay. Let's add another channel. I want another voice. Yeah, it's Debriatus is a must. let's add another voice. This time I will not use, I will use the Turing machine. Let's look a new sequence, but I will not use the fill function. I will enter my own notes, let's say. So let's see. Let's use Slick. Slick from animated circuits. Why not? It's a nice module. Again, let's use Slap from Volt, envelope generator on VCA. Let's send this to the mixer. The gate will come from channel number 4. The pitch information will come from the CV output. Let's go to channel number 4. Okay, and again I have it assigned to my keyboard. Yes. Yes. So what I've done with the keyboard, I triggered the big button, and the big button is entering the triggers and will take also the CV from the CV input. Now maybe I can also show you this sample and hold function. Let's mute everything and see if now it... Okay. Sample and hold function is off. Let me zoom in. See that my face is not in the way. Sample and hold function is off. Listen to the notes. I will turn off also the kick here. Okay. Listen to the notes. You can hear that after each note, because I have sustain open on the envelope, or because of the decay even, yeah. You can hear that there is another note slipping into the sequence. Now that's because my envelope is long enough and the pitch is changing while the oscillator is still playing. Now this is when the sample and hold function is coming into play. The sample and hold will take the pitch and it will sample it each time the gate or the trigger is being triggered by the big button oscillator. So again, we have a sort of a sample and hold section inside this sequencer that will sample the pitch according to the gates. So we have pitch only on the gates. So now I will turn the sample and hold function on and we will not hear those tails anymore. Without again, and then with. As you wish, you can use it. You can say, no, I like those tails. I don't like them in this case. It's an amazing feature, really. It's so small. I mean, it's not small, but it's so... not... I mean, it's... I don't know. It's amazing. It's so minor, let's say, but it adds so much. Now the nice thing I can do, I can also use the fill now to enter fills according to my clock, and it will take also the CV and the gates. Amazing sequencer. I love this sequencer. I don't know why it took me so long to use it. Listen, let's see the wave shape of this oscillator. It's a sort of it's a sine wave, maybe not a perfect sine wave, but it's a sine wave. How good does it sound? There are just those oscillators that, never mind, you just put a sine wave and it sounds good, like the FM operator, for example, that we've seen before. Slick also is one of them. I don't know how to explain this, but Xavier, thank you for making the panels, the cool panels for those sequencers, and also for a lot of other stuff. Thank you for joining us. Have a good one. Feel good, feel better. I'm sure you already feel better. Feel even better. We are almost almost done here, actually, I think. Let's see, let's start again with all the different voices. Let's listen to what we've done here and what adds what. So this was the soft SN machine through clouds in granular mode. We didn't do so much with clouds, didn't modulate anything, but still it sounds okay, I guess. Then we've added rings, quadraphonic mode, the red one here. Then came the wave oscillator. Then came the kick and the rumble. I'm not so sure about the rumble, but we'll see. And then this, the hi-hat and this voice. An arpeggiator, what do you mean being changed over time? You know, there is something I really like to do. Let's do this. You want some? We have another channel? No, I will add another channel, it's okay. Let's do an arpeggiator that changes over time. A VCA. Randomness from the Turing machine. I actually thought about adding stages from mutable instruments or the segment generator from audible instruments. There is something I really like to do, to use it as a sequencer and to modulate one of the segments. And we can, let's see, stages. So it will be a sort of arpeggiator that will change. Let's use 5 steps. I will change the first 5 steps from the right stages. We always go from the right to the left. To sequencer mode, I will take the glide or slide or portamento or leg or slew all the way down. Let's use, let's start, what shall we use? Yeah, I will, that's exactly what I want to show you now, how to switch notes. I will have a 5-step sequence or arpeggio. It will not be an arpeggio because I will not I will not break a chord, but it will sound like an arpeggio, let's say. I don't know, shall I use a trigger from the Turing machine? Let's use a trigger from the Turing machine to run stages. So this will go to the gate input. You can see it's already going. I will use, what shall I use? I don't know. Let's use another FM operator. Let's use just one. Sustain all the way down, level envelope activated. I need another quantizer. Very nice. Now, stages has a range. Each segment has a range from 0 to 8 volts, which means 8 octaves. I don't want 8 octaves. So I will use a VCA to attenuate the signal because a VCA is a voltage controlled attenuator. Exactly. So stages will go to the attenuator. Let's close it all the way from the attenuator or from the VCA to quantum, from quantum to the volt per octave input of the FM operator, and also the gate output of quantum to the gate input of the FM. Let's add another mono channel before the reverb. I will do something like this. Very nice, and this will go to the mono channel. Okay, attack all the way down, just a bit, maybe not all the way down. Okay, let's start changing the notes here. So let's start from the bottom, do something like this, and open the VCA. Okay, this is nice. But what I want to change the notes over time. I have here a clock divided by 8. I'm going to add another kinks. And I'm going to use again the sample and hold section of this kinks. But I'm going to trigger it with a much slower clock that divided by 8. And this I'm going to send to one of the segments. Let's use the one before the last one, so the fourth. And this will modulate the pitch of just the fourth step, but just according to the divided by 8 clock. Let's do this for the last step. Oh yeah. Now because we have divided by 8, but we have 5 steps, so every once in a while we will get these 2 notes. So this is an example of what we can do. If you want, we can also change all of the notes. What we can do, we can add another VCA, send the sample and hold first through the VCA, but this time to the other VCA, so to control the range of the notes. I will use, actually I see that I want to start from the middle. I will use the dual attenuator instead of this VCA, so I can offset and start somewhere here. We can also use a different clock, a different trigger, let's say, again, multiplied by 2 to run the sequence. Something like this. Again, let's use the twin quartet modulate the feedback amount. Is this something you can work with? I think it sounds nice. Excellent. Excellente. Perfecto. Perfecto. Okay guys, I think that's it for today. This was nice. Go play with those sequencers, really they're amazing. You can do so much with them. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Hey guys, yeah, I have it written, the Hey Guys sample, don't worry, I will record it. Yeah, I wrote it. Like I said before, probably early tomorrow there will be this video will be available on the channel, and with the patches and also with the Hey Guys sample. I will write also some comments about the Hey Guys sample. You can build some patches with it. Boaz, todanke you. Thank you also Jacob for joining us. Martin, also thank you. Leonardo was here, Mark was here, Stardust, all over again. Thank you guys, it was really fun, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for spending your time, your Friday evening with me. I hope you also had time. You had fun. Next time I will bring 2 glasses of wine. One was just not enough. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Yes, plateau. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.